I'm Marilee Caruso. It's Wednesday, June 24th. Today, a fresh edition.
I think it's fundamentally important to downtown.
Why a large-scale grocery store is set to open downtown. Also today, innovating care.
Then the rate of recurrence of the bleed comes down from 28% to 4%.
How Made in Manitoba research is changing the way doctors treat a common adult neurosurgical disease. Plus, a pesky problem. Why the right conditions could be brewing for Winnipeg's infamous mosquitoes. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. A large-scale grocery store is coming to Winnipeg's downtown core, and it's something Winnipeggers have been asking for. Standing by live with the details is CTV's Taylor Brogg. Taylor, where is it being built?
Well, actually, Marilee, not far from our CTV studios. It's going up at the former Portage Place Mall site. True North Real Estate Development announced today that a Red River Co-op food store will be part of the Portage Place redevelopment project. The store will be 22,500 square feet and will also have a 6,500 square foot pharmacy. Now, as you may recall, earlier this week, the provincial government released the results of its grocery price study. In it, there was a recommendation to explore building a downtown grocery store, essentially echoing what True North was already hearing. Its surveys consistently heard the downtown communities say they need a full-service food store. True North is excited about how the new addition will both impact the development project and the community itself.
I mean, it's fundamentally important for the development. I think it's fundamentally important to downtown. I think, you know, large footprint grocery like this has been in the downtown narrative for a quarter of a century, if not longer. And if you are increasing housing density in downtown, if you have people living in downtown, a desert of access to mainline food and grocery and pharmacy services is a challenge, but the fact that we're able to now partner with Red River to deliver that, it's a significant, I would think, for downtown.
Construction on the $650 million redevelopment project started last fall.
All right, here's the big question, Taylor. Do we know when it is going to be open for business?
Well, yes, but you'll have to wait a while before you can do your weekly shopping downtown. It's not expected to open until sometime in 2029.
That is a bit of a wait. Okay, it sounds like this will be a big store, though. What is staffing going to look like?
Well, it's expected to create 57 jobs, Marilee.
All right, thanks for this, Taylor. Some Manitoba voters are heading to the voting booth this summer. A by-election is being held next month in the northern riding of the Pas-Camissac. It's set to take place on July 21st. The seat was held by New Democrat Amanda Latlin, who died in March at the age of 49 after taking a leave of absence due to health issues. A Winnipeg woman is facing charges in connection to a destructive fire in an industrial area in southwest Winnipeg 3 weeks ago. Police say the blaze at this building in the 1500 block of Seal Avenue in Fort Garry caused more than $2 million in damages to the building and its contents. A firefighter was also taken to hospital in stable condition while fighting the fire. A 30-year-old woman was arrested Sunday. She's accused of also breaking into and stealing from a vehicle prior to the fire. Charges include arson, mischief under $5,000, and theft under $5,000. Made in Manitoba research could transform the way doctors treat one of the most common adult neurosurgical diseases.
So this is brain bleed on the surface of the brain. When it happens, it compresses the brain and causes stroke-like symptoms.
Researchers from the University of Manitoba, in collaboration with Shared Health, have found a minimally invasive procedure which lowers the chance of those chronic brain bleeds from reoccurring. It uses a procedure known as EMA, which reduces blood flow to the brain's outer covering to help prevent rebleeding after surgery. Dr. Jai Shankar says EMA isn't anything new, but it is not commonly used for chronic brain bleeds.
When we do this treatment after surgical drainage, then the rate of recurrence of the bleed comes down from 28% to 4%.
Shankar says including EMA in future treatments will improve care, reduce healthcare costs, and decrease time a patient spends in hospital. The findings from the randomized clinical trial of 186 patients was published in the Journal of the American Medical Association in April. 3 Manitoba organizations are sharing $3.2 million through the federal government's Black Entrepreneurship program. The Black Manitobans Chamber of Commerce is getting $1.5 million to launch a program providing training, advice, and connections to business leaders and lenders. $1.2 million will help Black Francophone Manitobans deliver training and support in management, finance, marketing, and more. Well, $500,000 is being directed to Black and racialized youth to help build entrepreneurial skills in food trucks, mobile catering, e-commerce, and digital services. Winnipeg has had no shortage of rain lately, leaving behind a lot of standing water and puddles. And now the perfect conditions could be brewing for the city's infamous mosquitoes. As of yesterday, the average adult mosquito trap count for the city is sitting at 23. The Charleswood Assiniboine Forest area took top honors with a trap count of 105. The mosquito population has also reached an adulticiding factor analysis level of medium. This means there's saturated soil, moisture conditions, temperatures are favorable for a normal rate of development, and larvae are present at high levels. As a result, preemptive spraying could be considered for certain areas to reduce adult populations before they become high nuisance issues. So far, though, no fogging is being considered. All right, let's bring in Colleen Brady in now and get a first look at your Skywatch forecast. We had some rain add to that standing water and puddles today. What are you tracking tonight?
Well, the possibility of more. There's certainly the chance of showers still across southern Manitoba, and you can clearly see that there are scattered showers in progress, too. Also, some scattered thunderstorms. Environment Canada has issued a special weather statement for much of southern Manitoba, including Winnipeg, for the potential for funnel clouds to develop in the next few hours. I'll have more details on that and how long that threat could last. What comes next as we head into tomorrow and get closer to the last weekend of June? Yeah, we've seen a lot of rain already. Get ready for more by the time we get to the weekend. The CTV Live Eye is brought to you by Bathfitter, exclusive home of the PermaFit solution. In Winnipeg right now, it's not raining. It's 21 degrees with a humid exit. Feels like 24. Winds coming from the north and northeast at 22 kilometers an hour. The pressure's dropping and the humidity is at 62%. A quick look out at the St. James Bridge. Traffic moving a little slowly. Peak of the rush for folks heading southbound onto Kenaston.
Boomeranging, how a familiar face is making a return to the blue and gold. We've got those details for you next.
Get Winnipeg's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
One of the biggest memory chip suppliers in the world shared its results. BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez has the earnings from Micron.
It's been called a blowout quarter for Micron, with revenue up 346% year over year. Companies like Amazon and Apple, who are building data centers, can't get enough memory chips. They are in short supply. That's led Micron to $41 billion U.S. in revenue for its latest quarter. And the company predicts its next quarter will be even better. Micron's chips are used in everything from phones and cars to computers. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 70.26. West Texas Intermediate down over $2 to 70.34. Western Canadian Select down over $1 to 59.32. And the TSX lost 191 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
A significant day for the Winnipeg Police Service. Its district stations will now hold sacred eagle feathers.
It holds and carries a lot of responsibility. It reminds the holder that you have a lot of history and ancestors that are watching over you.
8 eagle feathers have been gifted to the Winnipeg Police Service by an Indigenous elder. They are beaded with the colors of the medicine wheel and the 4 nations and carry the same legal standing as swearing on a Bible or making an affirmation. The feathers were a recommendation of the Chief's Indigenous Working Group and will be available for victims and witnesses when providing statements and to members affirming oaths.
This effort is significant for 2 key reasons. First, it reflects culturally appropriate practices. And secondly, it has provided our Indigenous members to draw on their lived experiences to help guide the service's progress along our path of reconciliation.
The feathers will be housed in boxes created by woodworking students at R.B. Russell School until they're needed, and they'll be smudged after each use. This is the first time eagle feathers have been available at police stations. They have been available through Manitoba courts since 2019. The number of short-term rentals operating in Winnipeg continues to grow, but the numbers are still short of what the city originally anticipated. The latest report shows 870 licenses were issued in the fiscal year ending March 31st. That's up from 698 the previous year, which was when licensing first began. Nearly 100 licenses were either denied, withdrawn, canceled, or suspended last year. And the city still has not broke even on the cost of operating this licensing program because the initial budget assumed 900 licenses would be issued annually. The city had to transfer more than $100,000 from a reserve fund to make up the difference in 2025. A familiar face is returning to Princess Auto Stadium. Quarterback Drew Brown is leaving the Ottawa Redblacks and returning to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Though the trade deal, Ottawa is giving Winnipeg a 2026 first-round draft pick, with Ottawa throwing in its second-round draft spot for 2027. Brown was a Bomber from 2021 to 23 before being traded to Ottawa in 2024. The world's biggest sail-powered cargo ship has just made its first call in Canada.
Sometimes we're going to be using only the sail, and sometimes we're going to do the navigation on an hybrid mode.
The Neoliner Original is 136 meters long and capable of carrying 5,000 tons of cargo. Its route includes stops in France, Baltimore, and now Halifax. While regular cargo ships burn through up to 15 tons of fuel a day, the Neoliner uses just 1.5 tons. The ship also has 6 cabins for passengers who want to go along for the ride. The Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra takes its music to the streets. We'll tell you where you can catch some special pop-up performances this summer, next in Spotlight.
Have a news tip? When you see news happening, let CTV News Winnipeg know. Text your tips, pictures, and videos to 10400. That's 10400. Message and data rates may apply.
Colleen Brady is back now for Spotlight. And Colleen, you've got details about some special summer symphony performances.
That's right, and it won't be your typical Centennial Concert Hall fare. It's offering seasonal programming called the Symphony in the City Summer Series. WSO musicians will be popping up all across the city in small ensembles for casual outdoor performances. Locations range from St. Norbert's Farmers Market to the Beer Can. The event kicked off today with a special Woodwinds Ensemble performance at Hargrave Street Plaza. They'll be back tomorrow featuring a string ensemble at Transcona Centennial Square at 11:30 a.m. For a full list of upcoming shows, head to WSO.ca.
Hard to believe, but Canada Day is now just a week away, and if you don't have plans yet, Colleen's going to help you out.
I sure can. Now, there's plenty of activities and shows planned to help you celebrate at the Forks. The festivities begin with a welcoming ceremony at Udena Circle at 10:30 a.m., followed by a citizenship ceremony at CN Stage. Now, throughout the day, you'll find a market and food vendors, live music, dancing, drumming, and kids' games. The Plaza Skate Park is also marking its 20th anniversary with 3 skateboard lessons, free that is, and spray painting. The day wraps up with a concert at CN Stage, headlined by the Irvin Miller Band. There's an equally packed lineup over at Assiniboine Park. There, you'll find live entertainment by the likes of Begonia and the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra, and a wacky doodle dance party for the kids. Now, speaking of the kids, other activities include face painting and bouncy castles. There will also be food trucks, a citizenship ceremony, as well as salsa and bachata dancing. The Zoo, the Leaf, the art galleries, and other facilities are all also open during the day. You can find details on Assiniboine Park's website.
And you can start getting ready for another Winnipeg summer staple as well.
That's right. Tickets, passes, and programs are now on sale for the 2026 Fringe Festival. More More than 160 indoor shows are planned, with performance companies coming from as far away as Brazil, Australia, New Zealand, and Switzerland. As always, you can look forward to free outdoor entertainment and local food and vendors. Organizers are also looking for volunteers to help with the festival. Applications are being accepted until July 14th. The Fringe Festival runs July 15th to the 26th. You can find all the details and tickets by visiting winnipegfringe.com.
A superstar has now been given her own star.
That's right. Comedic actress Molly Shannon has been honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. In her speech, she said she faced a lot of rejection and once considered giving up. But when she got on Saturday Night Live, she became famous, adding, "Dreams do come true."
Another beloved children's franchise appears to have secured a ride right to the big screen.
That's right. Deadline reports plans for a live-action Magic School Bus are proceeding after a paused effort launched in 2020.
Everyone, please let this be a normal field trip. With a friend? No way!
This year somehow marks the 40th anniversary of the educational books about a mysterious school teacher and her shape-shifting magic bus taking students on field trips to unexpected places. The books inspired a PBS series and later Netflix follow-up. Elizabeth Banks is set to produce and play Miss Frizzle.
I think that's a great choice.
Me too.
All right, thanks, Colleen.
You're welcome. Your primetime lineup kicks off tonight with The Big Bang Theory at 7. The Rainmaker comes up next at 8. Then at 9, catch The Rebuild inside the Montreal Canadiens. It's all right here tonight on CTV. A live look right now at Confusion Corner. Not so confusing, not a lot of traffic at the moment. Seems to be moving well there right now in the city and cloudy. It's 22 degrees. I'll have more details on that funnel cloud advisory coming up.
Women's clothing provided by RW & Company. Salon services provided by S&T Spa Salon.
For the first time in the history of Ontario's Lottery Authority, a brother and a sister have cashed in. Jonathan and Mylene from Toronto have been playing the lottery together for nearly 2 years. And it paid off big time back in March when they hit the Lotto Max jackpot, taking home $75 million. They both thought they had only won $75,000 before stopping to count all those zeros. The pair says they plan to use the money to help their family for generations to come. Mylene added that she used to clean beautiful homes for a living. Now she can build a beautiful dream home of her own. Congratulations to them. A drone operator in California captured some heart-stopping moments off the coast of Santa Cruz. Check out this. That is a shark circling below the surface, right around that surfer. The shark at one point comes right up behind the surfer before swimming away. Now, it's not known, look how close here. It's not known if that surfer had any idea the shark was even circling him at the time.
CTV Skywatch weather brought to you by South Beach Casino and Resort. Visit southbeachcasino.ca.
Well, we can't seem to catch a break. More showers, more thunderstorms developing across southern Manitoba and northwestern Ontario. You can see a lot of them in progress right now. Now, Environment Canada, for a second day in a row, has issued a special weather statement regarding the potential for funnel clouds. Yesterday, it was Brandon and the surrounding regions in the southwest, back in effect there tonight. But now, the warned area stretches as far east as Winnipeg and the Red River Valley. When we see these type of funnel clouds develop, they are typically generated by weak rotation, and they usually stay right up there and they're not a danger at the ground. But there is the possibility that should these funnel clouds develop, the rotation might speed up, and if it does intensify and touches the ground, it becomes a weak landspout tornado, or likely a weak landspout tornado. So just keep your eyes on the skies for the next few hours. Aside from the possibility of those funnels, those thunderstorms would be what would cause them. So we could see thunderstorms develop. We could see scattered showers next door in northwestern Ontario. Conditions similar. We're not seeing as much lightning right now, which suggests not as many thunderstorms, and that funnel cloud advisory is not in effect there. But over the next few hours is when we have to be particularly vigilant here in the south. Meanwhile, some scattered showers up in the northeast. Then things start to clear out. They start to ease up overnight as we get into Thursday. Overall, not a bad day, but there is the possibility returning across much of the province of scattered showers. And once again, thunderstorms, something to keep in mind if you're heading out to the Bomber game. There's at least the risk of a thunderstorm, but that's early, and it is just a risk at this point. Into Friday morning we go, and sunshine returns for the most part. But again, here we go. Scattered showers are also possible in the afternoon. So for tonight, we drop down to 12. Showers and a thunderstorm are possible. Winds out of the north at 20 kilometers an hour at their top speed. Tomorrow up to 24. Mix of sun and cloud again, with that chance later in the afternoon of showers with a thunderstorm risk. Winds out of the south at 15 kilometers an hour. And that risk again of thunderstorms takes us into early tomorrow evening. The UV index tomorrow is 6, or high tomorrow is Thursday already. Quick look at the long range forecast. Friday, 25 degrees under a mix of sun and cloud. Then we get to the weekend. Well, it's going to be a soggy one to close out the end of June and the end of the first half of 2026. Time is racing by. Rain and showers on Saturday, 22 degrees. On Sunday, add thunderstorms to the mix with those rain and those showers. 23 is the high. Showers still possible on Monday, otherwise cloudy. And again, Tuesday, we can't entirely shake the chance of showers. Otherwise, a mix of sun and cloud and a high of 25 degrees on the last day of the month of June. Let's take a look at our first weather photo. This one takes us out to beautiful Inwood, Manitoba, and a look at that gorgeous sky, all those colors. That photo is from Nadine. And this next one, well, it takes us out to Woodridge, Manitoba. Beautiful there, too. You see that rainbow. That photo was taken by Colin. Email us your weather photos to winnipegweather@ctv.ca.
Skywatch Weather Pick of the Day brought to you by Provivo, Winnipeg's first and only longevity medicine clinic. Redefining health, performance, and aesthetics. Provivo.com.
Well, you may think you live or work with the world's loudest person. All my coworkers around here quiet.
We're in a newsroom after all.
But it's not true. It's not me, I promise. It's this guy.
Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah! My lords!
You know, I think I could give this guy a run for his money, but let's let him have his moment. Joseph McGrail Bainop is an honorary town crier in Australia.
My daughter.
He's now been officially recognized as, get this, the world's loudest person, yelling the word now at 122.4 decibels. Now, to put that in perspective, that is in the noise range of a chainsaw, a jet aircraft taking off, and an ambulance siren at close range. That's impressive.
I still think, though, there are moments in this newsroom where we wouldn't even hear the guy because we're all pretty loud.
I don't want to brag, but I'm pretty sure I might have contributed to people getting evicted from an apartment years back. My voice carries a little bit, so sorry about that if you're watching tonight. It was years ago. We're back at 6. Hope you'll join us then.